Stevenson has his probably his biggest fight of his career coming up versus Teofimo Lopez. Um, when I'm watching these boxers, I don't just watch them in the ring. I try to analyze how they carry themselves outside the boxing ring. I pay attention to the things that they say in certain interviews, just to kind of get a synopsis on where their mind is at and where I feel they're headed, and if I feel like they have the discipline and the focus to go a long way in the sport. You know, when I'm watching these interviews from Shakur Stevenson, it's like and I've tried to be patient and not and reserve flame for the simple fact that I know Bud Crawford co-signs Shakur. Shakur is a student when he's went with the great Bud Crawford, and he's able to soak up the knowledge and apply what he's learned into that boxing ring. What's up, Mr. T and Dragon Leg? What's going on, family? But I also pay attention to, have you ducked somebody? Have you swerved somebody? Do you double talk? You know, do you have double standards? Are you a hypocrite? I pay attention to stuff like that too, because I feel like that says a lot about your character. And when you get in front of a real one, I think a real one can expose you. But that this fight that never happened between Shakur and Devin Haney, these questions sometimes keep being brought up because Devin Haney is having his run, his success. He's at welterweight now. He just beat Brian Norman Jr. And Shakur is a pretty big name in the sport, just like Devin Haney's a pretty big name in the sport. And it's like they'll ask him, like, what's up with the Devin Haney fight? Because Shakur, sometimes I believe, talks before he thinks. Most people think about what they're getting ready to say. Sometimes he'll just talk, talk, talk. But he got in trouble trying to call out Conor Ben and saying he'll go to whatever welterweight or something like that, to a higher weight class to fight Conor Ben, but have special restrictions about facing Devin Haney. And the funny thing about it is Conor Ben has fought higher than Devin Haney. He's fought as high as 154, and then did a catch weight with Eubanks. And so that got him in certain in a little bit of flame, because it's been looking like you've been swerving this dude Devin Haney, and you want to talk about how, if I fight Devin Haney, there got to be a weight clause. But you're willing to fight Teofimo Lopez but Teo and Devin was in the same weight class twice together. So it's like, you're willing to fight Teo, but not Devin, unless there's some special restrictions on Devin Haney. And I'm only bringing all that up because it's like, when you got to have those kind of special restrictions, I got to drop you on my pound for pound list just off that. Because the guy who he idolizes, Bud Crawford, don't need that. He don't need special restrictions to face a bigger champ. And Shakur is just, like I say, he be double talking. He got in this Breakfast Club interview. And, I didn't even watch the whole thing, but I just needed to see certain key things to just let me know. Now, as far as this fight with Teo, this is a step up for him. This is a step up fight. This will be a big victory to defeat Teofimo Lopez and become the Ring Magazine at 140. Become the ring champ at 140. You'll be considered #1 if you beat Teo. So I don't think that there's no special restrictions. Him fighting Teofimo Lopez, maybe he's just super confident that his skills would just get the job done versus Tio. But I guess the likes, names of like Devin Haney, skills won't just be the only thing that get the job done. You got to make sure there's special weight clauses involved to face like a Devin Haney. Because this is like, if that's the case, that fight may not never happen, And I'm gonna try my best not to get on this hype train pushing this Debo Devin stuff. But it's just like, how many fighters is going to keep swerving this dude? And 2026, I think, is really going to be the moment of truth for Shakur Stevenson to really see, if is this really the takeover, or is Tio going to pretty much be the takeover in the sense of like he's still taking over 140 and you're not ready to step up, But yeah, I dropped Shakur Stevenson on my pound for pound list. To me, that's some little champ shit. You should not need no special restrictions. If you bought that life, you bought that life. I mean, you sparred this guy multiple times, so you didn't need a weight clause to spar him all those damn times. But I guess, in a professional fight under the bright lights, you have to make sure that this man is weight drained or whatever, man. So it's just crazy, man. A lot of these guys, man, they didn't want to fight Devin when he was drained. And now they really don't want to fight Devin when this man is huge, man. Hulked up at 147 and shit. So it's getting worse. It was just like, man, y'all could have just fought this man when he was a dehydrated plankton, banana peel at 135. This man was Skeletor. And y'all didn't want to fight him. Y'all could have, that was probably y'all best bet. But, now that this man is comfortable, can eat a little more, now everybody y'all want to put weight restrictions on this man now. Come on, man. But once again, like Bud co-signs this man, Shout out to Bud Crawford, man. He's, probably gonna be full-time coach. And being a, good example and guiding these fighters to the promised land of being a world champ, in multiple weight classes. But Shakur, man, he's had some, when I look at Shakur, when I look at some of his peers like Keyshawn, they so talented, but I just be like, man, I just don't know. I just don't know what they're going to do, man, because they're, they're intelligent in a boxing ring, but outside the boxing ring, sometimes the decisions they make is just suspect, real suspect, But this will be, we'll see. If Shakur is successful versus Tio, who he going to call out? Let's see what he do after that, We got to see what he do after that. Dragon said it's going to be a chess match, Tio and Shakur. Says, I love Crawford to be a coach. Yeah, man. That'll be good, if Crawford to be full-time coach, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, when I think about Shakur and Keyshawn, man, Keyshawn already, he's moving on. I think he's not even working with Bud and Bomac. So, we got to see what he do versus Jermaine Ortiz. This is going to be one of them years for him, too. I talked about this the other day. It's going to be one of them years for him, too, to see is Keyshawn going to, remain unblemished, and is he focused and disciplined this time? Is he going to make weight? If you get your ass whooped, is your brothers going to jump your opponent? Have y'all grown, and matured, or on the same ass shit, man? Same as little boy type shit. And then Shakur, like, is you, Is this gonna really be your takeover year? I mean, because this it's up for grabs. Sport is up for grabs to see who's gonna take over, who really gonna take it. Take over and outshine everybody with their performances and based off the wins that they get. Keyshawn got the talent. He got to keep his anger in check. Right, Dragon. See what y'all really about. Yeah, man. 2026, we're gonna see what they really about, man. Then they got some good they got some good opponents in front of them, Keyshawn and Shakur, to where we'll be able to see, if if Shakur's ready for the next level, going up another weight class. Because I believe he's 1-3 already, so he's been champion 3. He won at 26, 30, 35, yeah. So he'll be a 4-division champ if he beats T.O. And he's kind of, in a way, doing what Crawford did. I mean, he ain't going up 2 weight classes, but he's going after the top dog at the weight class, going up in weight. So it ain't like he's going after a contender or getting a little warm-up fight. He's going right at the top, And I believe that, at 140, it's going to be interesting, man, because, it's not like Teofimo Lopez is unified or undisputed or something at 140, although he is the ring belt champion because he beat Josh Taylor. But, if he gets the belt, who are you going to do? Call out Gary Antoine? Because nobody calling him out. They act like he don't exist. These guys got to unify, man. Time to get this shit cracking, man. Because when I look around, man, a lot of these other fighters, once they get these belts and they're around the same age group as Shakur or whatever, they're not really trying to make unify, man. I be seeing these dudes get the belts, and there's no reason why there should be 4 champs at 140, man. All the talent there, they should have been unified. So hopefully Shakur is trying to unify if he get the belt off T.O., because T.O. ain't been doing shit. Ever since he beat Josh, he ain't unifying. He ain't trying to fight Gary Antoine. He wasn't, when Devin Haney called him out, he didn't want to fight him. Straight smooth ducked that, and y'all didn't say shit. Y'all let T.O. make it smooth out in the sunset for ducking Devin Haney. But this man, what is this man trying to do? So a lot of these fighters is just, trying to be celebrity champs and hold up the belts, man. Mr. T said they get a belt turning to dickheads. Yeah, man. Real rap. Gary Antoine need to talk to Turkey. These ninjas out here ducking, man. Yeah, Dragon. Yeah, man. I don't know. Gary Antoine Russell is a strange character to me, man. He'll get a good little win or whatnot, and then get on some it'd be a mixture of what you call it, Hebrew Israelite, Hemotep, Islam, Salam Alaikum ass shit. I'd be like, bro, what type of shit are you on? Gary Antoine is a weird dude to me, man. I just want him to just unify. I don't know. Yeah, talk to Turkey. These PBC fighters, man, they be having just whatever, man. I don't know. It'd be depressing thinking about their careers over there. Unnecessary promotions over there, man. They'll get a good win and sit on the shelf for 3 years and just do interviews. Be like, what are y'all doing, man? So yeah, man. Heyman and them, whatever blueprint they got, I don't understand it. I'm not trying to. Yeah, Gary Antoine, though, he got a lot of talent. I think he only had that one loss. I forgot that one dude who looked like a Filipino who beat him. Same guy that lost to Sabril Matias and shit. I forgot his name. What up, Modern King? Yeah, man. Quick flame on Shakur, man. Yeah, man. So we'll see. And then he's fighting, the most weirdest nigga in boxing, Teofimo Lopez. I mean, just the most cringe person. Like that press conference, man. He said some shit like, he wanted to F Shakur. Like I was like, bro, what? Another dude who he just say shit without thinking. Or maybe he pre-thought that shit. And if he premeditated what he said to Shakur in that press conference, man, like I wouldn't dare put somebody like that on my cards. If I was Turkey and all that kind of money I'm paying, I wouldn't damn dare put that motherfucker on my cards. I wouldn't have put him on in the events at all. I wouldn't even allow him in the building to where they can put cameras and microphones in front of his face to him say stupid shit. Embarrassment. I mean, I don't know, man. Whatever. Like, I don't know what kind of. And Bud Light was dumb enough to sponsor this man. I mean, it's Bud Light, but damn. The goofiest, most strangest person in boxing, y'all want to give a sponsorship to T.O. of all people, man. They hating on UGC Flame, but y'all co-signing T.O.? Yeah, man. What does this shit come to, man? Yuli X, what's up, dog? Yeah, man. So T.O., Teofimo, man, he, if he beats Shakur Stevenson, that'd be I don't know. Would that be his best win? I mean, a lot of people probably still consider the Lomachenko and Josh Taylor wins up there. Do y'all still think Shakur is below right now or below Loma and Josh Taylor? Probably is. Probably is. I mean, Josh Taylor was undisputed. Lomachenko had a great career, won in multiple weight classes. Almost became undisputed. Fell short, started crying and shit. Niggas fall short, whatever, man. But yeah, it'll be a good night. Hey, it'll be a good ass resume. If T.O. whoops Shakur, his resume will be looking pretty shiny. It would be looking pretty shiny, man, if he beat Shakur. I'm just actually, we'll see if the fight happens. I mean, I feel the same way about Shakur and T.O. fighting as I felt about Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua. I'm like, I don't think it's gonna happen. T is a little trick, man. He gonna trick himself out the bag. He gonna figure a way to get out of this fight. So, I'm not really taking it that serious. But I just doing this topic because Shakur, I feel, is in the hot seat this year. This is the year, man. You can't keep this double talking shit and all that. And as big as of a name as Devin Haney is becoming in the sport, don't even bother talking about him, man, if you're not really serious, bro. Because you're gonna really get cooked out here, man. It's not looking good for these ops. Everybody to keep going against them and not fighting them or not signing a contract, it's not looking good, man. And then we seen with Brian Norman, he was super hyped. You know what I mean? He was, really thought that he was gonna do some big shit after he got his fucking wife beater pulled over his head and shit. And it did nothing. Got sat down in the boxing ring. So everybody, I mean, y'all starting to see like Devin Haney will sit your ass down and then box for the rest of the fight and shit. And clown you, and then the rest of y'all are just gonna be mad. So Devin Haney is hurting a lot of fanboys' feelings out here. But Shakur, with all the shit that you saying and the double talking, make sure you don't fuck up and lose this fight versus Teofimo. Because if you do, man, you might as well just take the fronts out and get in and rock the gap again. Because nobody gonna give a shit about none of this shit you talking about. That'd be the thing. Niggas be trying to switch up, get they line up and get new teeth or whatever, and some diamond earrings, and they feel like, they a new nigga. All right. Well, if you lose a T.O., you the same ass old Shakur crying ass Shakur that we do, nigga. You know what I mean? So don't fuck up, because we're going to be back on your ass, pause, flaming you with that weak ass shit, man. And if you lose, don't cry. Don't cry, man, because you be having a lot to say when you winning. So, yeah, man. What if T.O. knocked that shit out? Whatever that shit he got, his teeth. And be back at the end of the fight. Be back gapped up Shakur back. Be like, damn, what the fuck? But yeah, man. Yeah, the mouthpiece with a gap in it, man. So yeah, Dragon said I'm a Shakur fan. He better not cry. Yeah, man. You will never be able to escape that. That Olympic shit, that silver medal. You know what I mean? If I'm his op, whatever opponent, that's all you gotta do. Say all you gotta do is say silver medal, fam. You a silver medalist, and you cried. You remember that? That'll trigger him. That'll fuck him up. So T.O. was smart, which he's not. T.O. was smart. He would be bringing up the Olympics. He would be playing the video during the press conference, right in front of the microphone of him crying. Dudes is not smart. You got to use these as tactics leading into the fight. You're like, I don't like to lose. That was gold. I mean, it wasn't gold. It was silver, but you could have used it. These dudes don't be thinking, But he better be thinking in the boxing ring. It's going to be a thinking man's. It's going to be a chess match. It might be a boring fight. It might be a boring fight. You see Shakur still in a black rapper style to promote his racism crap, BHP. No. No, hell no. Wear a t-shirt. Brian. Yeah, man. See what I'm saying, Mr. T? They don't be thinking like this, man. That would have been, yes. That would have been epic. T.O. and his dad could have wore shirts of Shakur crying and put in caption, I don't like to lose. Now I'm thinking about other shit, shit that you could use against certain opponents. While I'm thinking about it, Jared Anderson, his next fight, his opponent should come out with a picture of Jared Anderson crying when he was with Roy Jones and put in caption, I'm only 23. I'm only 23, looking ass nigga. Man, Jared Anderson was lost. First 4 rounds, he's down, my homie. Down on the cards immediately if you come in with a shirt. I'm only 23. Yeah, man. These dudes don't be thinking, man. They want this shit to be all nice and cozy. They want to stand in front of face to face for 10 minutes, breathing in each other's face and shit, Break all that ice and that bullshit, man. Wear a shirt. Roast. Flame these motherfuckers, man. So that they can come in the boxing ring making hella mistakes and you can pick them apart, man. I'll be winning hella fights just off that shit. Because I'll flame you before the shit. And you'll be so mad that by the time you get in the boxing ring, you've already lost, man. You'll get cooked. Mr. T says your ring walk music should be the track star parody they did for him after the De Los Santos fight. Oh, man. Yeah, man, you got to find a good ass, soundtrack. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, these dudes is not creative like that. Right. He said, I know the 80s, 90s boxers would have done it. Yeah, man, 80s babies would have been on that shit, man. That's 80s babies type shit. Come up with some shit like that, man. I wonder who's the best troller in boxing. Like who's the best boxer that came in with like just trolling. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it hasn't been done yet. That'll be some shit though, man. You gotta be careful who you troll though, because some of these boxers are like, oh, you want to troll people. Like if you would have trolled Mike Tyson back in the day, oh, you would have got knocked out. Some people you just don't want to make upset. But yeah, some other people are just dumb and they don't know how to handle it and they lose control and stop thinking, get emotional and shit. And then you can whip their ass. So yeah, man. None of these fighters, at least I haven't seen it. None of them are using any, tactics like that. Smart tactics to really get, the other fighter triggered. T.O. thought saying some gay shit to Shakur was gonna trigger him, and it just made Shakur look at him like, bro, you need help. He does. He absolutely needs help. But yeah, they just do a bunch of what do you call it? Just suspect ass fugazi shit nowadays. They don't really do no creative shit. Great question, Elo. I say the dude that Shane Mosley fought. Oh, was that dang, I just seen some highlights of him the other day. Shane Mosley. He was smoking cigarettes in front of his face and shit, right? And then grabbed his girlfriend's ass. What was his name? I forgot. Oh, Dragon said closest to Blair Cobbs. Oh yeah. The Lost Art of Psychological Warfare. Right, Mr. T. The Lost Art. Right. Shout out to Lost Art of Boxing, my homie too, man. Cute guy, but yeah, man, that'd be another idea right there, man, for a channel. Lost Art of Psychological Warfare, man. That part. Yeah, a lot of these dudes are not using it, you know. Like I said, they just breathing in each other's face for 10 minutes and then standing, side by side and smiling, looking at cameras and shit. And then just going on, showing up on fight night. So yeah, that's probably another reason why the sport really has, it's not as electric as it used to be. You got, and this is why somebody like a Jake Paul can come in and, can, enter the sport and electrify it because he's doing stuff like coming out with a Hulk Hogan shit, and he just does creative stuff. And I mean, and it works for him because he's a content creator. He was an influencer, so you have to be creative when you're a content creator. So he just brought that to the sport. He's a creative individual. He said, "Oh man, they're not even really signing these chicks. Well, I'm gonna go sign up all the, it ain't really a whole lot of bad chicks in boxing, but he's just like, let me sign all the baddest chicks that I can sign. These niggas ain't on it. Cutie guy still out in these streets, Black? Yeah, man, it's been a while. Hopefully. Shout out to my nigga Cutie God. You know what I mean? Probably still out here doing this thing. Yeah, man. So shout out to the Playback Gang. Y'all hit the like button, man. If y'all showed up today. Man, if you made it to 2026, hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? And we'll see what Shakur Stevenson can do in 2026. Hopefully, since he's fighting so early in the year, he can get like 3 fights this year. He's fighting at the end of this month. Come back in May and then be back in, later part of the year. Get some great fights, man. And, entering this 4th division. It's new territory. And we're going to see if this guy is actually, if he's ready for the next level. And then if he is ready for the next level and he beats Teal, I want to see what you do with that momentum, man. A lot of dudes just sit on the momentum. Like, there's a lot of fighters that, like, they'll get certain momentum and then they stop. They just, whatever. They want to start doing podcast interviews and shit. Like, Little Richardson Hitchens, man. Shit like that. That group, that age group, same age group with Shakur and them, like, they'll win. Next thing you know, now they think they fucking undisputed. One-time champ of the world, in their career. And then they want to sit around and now it's time to go Sway in the Morning, Breakfast Club, and all these podcasts. I'm not talking about Shakur. Shakur's won the multiple weight classes. What I'm saying is guys like Bitches and Hitchens that he'll fuck around and one-time champ. Best win is Little Georgie Cambosis. And he think that he's the fucking face of boxing. Shakur, don't ever hardly get an edge up, but he think he the face of boxing. I'm joking, but Shakur, I'm just saying, bro. The sport is up for grabs, man. Somebody just got to really just step up. And out of the young group, Devin Haney is killing them dudes, man. It's not even close. Because not only is this guy is winning multiple weight classes, he's in pretty much one of the most popular divisions in boxing, what it has been for years until like the last 2 years, which is the welterweight division. But his resume is better, and he wants all the smoke, all the smizoke, man. But guys like Shakur gotta have special weight clauses, man. Guys like Teal, just a bitch. Guys like Tank, hitting bitches, and ducking big fades, man, and ducking rematches, man. So it's just like, what the fuck, man? These dudes don't want to be great. But you got all these great examples like Bud Crawford. Shout out to Bud Crawford who just retired. The blueprint is there, man. You know, be you, do you and go get what's yours, homie. You know, and he freaking opened up the gateway for them to go get that turkey bag, man. By way of Bud Crawford, man. But, they want to still fool around with this dumb shit, but yeah, we'll see. And I'm just shocked, to be honest with you. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm just really honestly shocked that Riyadh season is even entertaining Teofimo Lopez, man. After the shit he is, the disrespect. That'd be the thing too about this age group is the disrespect, man. The entitlement of you motherfuckers. Somebody is willing to pay you millions of dollars and give you an opportunity to get on their panel, on their platform, and you disrespect them. You humiliate them. You make the event about yourself when it's not about you at all. You are just part of the show. You idiot. And that's what a lot of these fools got to get it figured out. That's why the best athletes, the best ones, they show humility after they win. They want to thank the Most High, and then they want to thank the excellency, the ones that paved the way for them to get there, for them to have the event. But sometimes these dummies forget that. Make it like it's about them. T.O. will immediately start talking about we are the world and we need to change, we need to feed hungry kids, and then we'll say fuck Israelites and shit. Like he'll just go flip into some other shit after saying some positive shit. Dummies that are in the sport that are entitled and don't appreciate the opportunity. So I just hope that Shakur, he's humble enough to appreciate his opportunity. We know Devin Haney appreciate his opportunity. Despite all the shit he's been through and the criticism he's got, he's still humble enough to give his gratitude, to the ones that have paved the way and made it possible for him to shine, and so yeah, man, we'll see. Hopefully it's not an extremely boring fight, because I think it's going to be a kind of a boring fight. And if I'm being honest, this is going to be a hard fight for T.O. to win, man, because T.O. I'm just saying, like, bro, if you struggle with Sandor, you struggle with Jermaine Ortiz, you struggle with you struggle with a lot of niggas, man. You lost to Kambosos. He's not all that good to me, man. Teal's another one of them guys, just like Canelo. He's not all that. But this is new territory for Shakur, and we'll see if he try to do that weight bully shit that he did versus Lomachenko when he fought Loma. Walked his ass down, man, throwing hella body shots, and straight rights to the body, keeping them at bay, man, and quick counters. We'll see. I don't know if Shakur gonna try to be in a pocket like how he's with it in there with William Cepeda. I doubt that shit. But I can see him piecing him up. Walking homie into a trap. T.O. just, T.O. be walking into shit, man. He be walking into shit. So whatever, man. We'll see who wins this fight. I would rather Shakur win because T.O.'s just not good for boxing to me. Yeah, he's a cool little fighter, but it's just too much. His antics and shit overshadows his talent, to me. So, and he be ducking real smoke. He ducked Devin Haney in 2 weight classes. Just like, yeah, I don't applaud duckers, man. I'm just one of them guys that I don't hype duckers, man. Guys that got so much to say about somebody but won't fight them. No, I don't give you props for that, man. So I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't have Shakur on my top 10 pound for pound list. I don't think I do, man. I know who my top 5 is. He's definitely not my motherfucking top 5. I think I got Devin at like my 10th, 9th or 10th spot, somewhere around there. Shakur, you're not on there, man. If you beat T.O., that'll be a good win. You'll definitely jump up into my top 10 pound for pound list if you beat T.O. So best of luck, man. Best of luck. And let me see what y'all saying. T.O. jumps into shit. Yeah, man. You know, he like a damn fly. Always jumping into shit. Hope the fight lives up to what we want. Greatness, says Mountain King. I'm thinking the same thing, Mr. T. Legit will try a leaping if guys moving enough. No matter who wins, this will be a piggyback victory for the tank ticklers. Definitely on the list. If so, fair game. That's all I got for this one, man. Best of luck to Shakur. Um, I don't wish any luck to T.O. You know, I don't give a shit about T.O. like that. Best of luck to Shakur, though. And from here, like I say, I want to see what he do with this momentum. Damn, he just fucked up with that kind of bench shit, man. You should have left that shit alone, bro. Damn. So yeah, that's Flaming Shame, bro. You get a Flaming Shame for, entertaining the kind of being fight. But, this dude, man. Anyway, that's all I got for this one, man. Y'all be safe, man. I'm out.